Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of All American Savage Show podcast. I'm your host, John Burke, with my beautiful bearded husband here, Josh, working those controls like Helen Keller. I mean, like a great...
Son of a bitch.
It's going to be one of those days. It's going to be one of those Mondays. How was your weekend?
It was good.
It was good?
Yeah. Mother's Day weekend.
Yes. How was that? Did you do anything special?
Yeah, just, kids took them out. We
Actually,
got
had
moms
kids,
and stuff, and,
We had kids?
Try to make the day special for her. Cleaned up the house, did the laundry, all that stuff.
Made her feel good?
Yeah. Went to church on Sunday.
I fucked a MILF. I did my part. No. No. That's awesome, though. Yeah, there was a lot of great stuff on social media about mothers. I got a lot of friends that are mothers, and they were posting what their kids did for them, the homemade cards, and it was sweet. It was nice to see that, yeah.
Especially when they're little kids.
Yeah.
So they all do that stuff. At our church, the kids go to Sunday school.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, they waited to the last minute to do this one little craft where they dip their hands in paint and then put them on a, what do you call it, little oven mitts.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, ooh.
They put them on oven mitts?
Yeah, so they got their hands.
Wouldn't that like burn the paint off when you're handling hot surfaces?
I was more worried about my car. I'm like,
what the hell is wrong with you people?
Like the last 5 minutes to get wet paint on these things that are going to take it into my car.
Hey,
look.
Jeremiah, you know what a great idea could be for the kids for this Sunday school? Let's have them fuck with paint and then give it back to the parents with children, like toddlers and stuff, with hands covered in paint. This is a great idea.
They walk out. They're like, they're just finishing it up. I'm like, okay, maybe it's like a little card or whatever.
Right.
Nope. They're coming out with a wet, painted.
Were their hands clean at least?
A little bit.
Oh,
it was wet paint.
Oh my God.
Like, oh, that's so nice.
What are you trying to do to me, Faster? What the fuck?
Oh
my God.
It was all right.
I had a great weekend. I'm still a little, I wouldn't say hungover, but I'm still in recovery because Saturday, my dance instructor and her husband, it's her birthday. So for her birthday, and she's Persian. She's from Iran. She's a very sweet lady, very intelligent, amazing dancers. And she wanted to take everybody out to the Winspear Opera here in Dallas. So they were doing a rendition of A Midsummer Night's Dream, Shakespeare's play. I thought it was a musical, but we showed up and it was a ballet. I've never been to the ballet before. And I know I'm kind of bougie in certain areas, but that's okay. I've accepted that about myself. I'm all right with this. But sitting through a ballet, I didn't know how I was going to feel about this. I was like, oh, God. It's like, I love musicals. I love plays. I can handle certain operas to when it actually has a good theme. It's entertainment. It's not just like how some people's like, oh, it's just opera, so I just like it regardless. Like, no, there's some operas I don't care for. So the play was actually really good.
Let me ask you, how tight were the tights?
They were insanely tight. Yes, it's true. Like, oh, my God. They're wearing, like, the cod pieces, and it's like, wow. Like, that's okay. But, I mean, what's the alternative? Like, your dick just hanging out? Like, you see, like, the outline of your dick? Like, I mean, I imagine, like, well, I would say that's a good thing for the male leads, but they're all probably gay. So, well, no, that could still work out for them, for gay dudes, seeing the outline of the package and stuff. But anyway, can we stick to the classy shit? No, it was a good experience. It was a really, really good experience. These dancers were able to, like, it's not the same as... if you look at, say, for example, you look at singing, you look at musicals, you look at plays, the actors can capture the audience's attention through their words, all these things. With dance, with ballet, all they have is body language. That's the only way to capture the audience and pull them into the story. And they did a phenomenal job. And it wasn't so complicated you couldn't keep up with it. So they're telling the story, and there's no words, and there's very little words in the music. It's all like musical-based, or instrumental-based. And they did a great job. It was actually a very enjoyable performance. So after that, we went to a wine bar, and she gives us the address. And this is in a part of Dallas that I used to live. And so it was over by Rawson Hall. Like, it's next to the studio.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're driving that way, and I'm like, wait a minute. Because if you, it's right on the edge of the ghetto.
Yeah.
Right on the edge of the fucking ghetto. It's like, one way it's like $30,000 millionaires in coke, and the other way it's like you're getting shot for crack.
Yeah.
It's like, you just like, whoa, like, this feels really weird. In certain parts of Dallas, for the listeners, like, as a white guy, you don't go. Like, you don't go as a white person. Well, we're driving, and we pull up to this little thing. It's like it's this wine bar, and you walk in, and it was like something out of Tuscany, Italy. It was beautiful. It was a very small, quaint little area. Nice little dance floor. Well, maybe it wasn't. Like, they moved the tables and stuff. And the majority of the students, I shouldn't say the majority, a good chunk of the students in the class that I go to are Persian. Like, legit Persian. And so it started off with them dancing in a Persian fashion, which I thought was really beautiful. It was cool. I put it on my Instagram stories. And then they'd, like, pepper in, like, tango songs. So it was a fun night of, like, wine, dancing, hanging out with people that, you know, I normally dance with in class. It was a really good environment. So had that, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a good time. Nice. It was a really good time. So, and then I'm attending my first Malanga. Malanga is a style of party. It's also a type of dance and a type of music.
And it's super fun to say.
And super fun. Yeah,
Malanga.
it's intense. Like yesterday during class, they introduced us to our first Malanga song, and it's fast. It's like you're stepping every beat. You know, with tango, it's like you're going with kind of the rhythm of the song. But with Malanga, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're stepping to everything. So it almost felt like, I'm going to get crucified for this, but I wouldn't say salsa or bachata, but it was close. So I started learning like the 6 count, the 8 count, the ocho cortada, all this stuff. And it was really interesting. And so that's going down this week. And it's different, though, because in Malanga, and I didn't know this, but, you know, in American culture, if a guy wants to ask a woman to dance, he walks up and is like, hey, would you like to go dance or anything like that? Malanga is different. It's literally the guy looks at the woman from across the room and gives her like a what's up nod and then towards the floor, and she either says yes or no. That's it. And then you go dance. And then she goes her way, you go her, and you dance with the next, or whoever you want. So it's like there's not much verbal communication, but it's more based on body communication.
Did you get any of these like
No, that's this weekend. I'll let you know. It depends on how good I can dance or how bad I can. Like someone like, oh, that guy steps on feet. No. So no, I'm looking for. It's a great group of people. You know, they never make fun of you for messing up or dancing. They're always there to encourage you to do better, and it's a really good group of people. So I've got that going on this weekend. So I'm really excited for that. But yeah, outside of that, it was a great weekend. Great weekend.
That's nice too. Finally.
Yeah, no kidding. It got warm.
Oh, yeah.
It heated up. Like, here in Texas, I don't know what the deal is. Like, it's either, like, hot as fuck or you're freezing balls.
Oh, it was nice.
There's very few. I took the bike out for a little cruise, did a couple hours on that, and just relaxed. It was a good time. Nighttime, not so much because I stay away from the highways at night. People just don't fucking care.
I just meant being outside at
night.
When
I thought you meant taking the bike out. Yeah. I thought you meant taking the bike out at night. It's like I do sometimes, like when I want to go down to the pub and get something to drink or eat. Outside of that, no. But yeah, good weekend. Ready to start this Monday off. So wherever you're listening to us from, we want to say we appreciate you tuning in, tagging us on Instagram, sharing the podcast out there. Don't forget this episode is brought to you by ShellShockCBD.com. We are still running the deal. Spend $100 or more and use code YUMTHC and get 2 free bags of Weedos and Doritos Delta 8 chips. We're going to make some modifications here. Apparently some laws that people said had on the books for certain states actually aren't laws. So Delta 8 apparently they said is illegal in so many different states. Come to find out it's not. So we're making more adjustments because new articles are posting saying, oh, by the way, Delta 8 is legal in California. It is legal in these places. It's just word of mouth is saying it's not. So we got an article. We're reading into it. So we'll be changing our shipping stuff here in the near future. So if you're in certain states where Delta 8 is banned, check back in about 48 hours, and we might have it updated to where your state could be on the receiving end of Delta 8. And here's the other deal. If Delta 8 is illegal in your state, chances are Delta 9 is not, and we sell both. So you can try your hand at both. But yeah, I was told California is one where Delta 8 actually isn't illegal. I don't know. We're gonna have to see. It's just there's so much misinformation out there, and it's like nobody is coming out there and saying this is legit illegal here, because it's kind of like what Texas pulled with the whole like, oh yeah, we just banned Delta 8. It's like you don't have that power. Congress didn't convene. Like you don't have that power.
You know what is real is the fact that we have so many reviews and testimonies of people that have used Delta 8, Delta 9, or CBD products.
Dude, I posted a fucking article on the FDA. Did you see this?
Yeah.
My buddy, he's a close friend of mine. He knows what I do, and he's like, hey, you might want to look at this. The FDA warned 5 companies about how they're advertising Delta 8. And I posted what they wrote. Actually, let me read it for you because this pissed me off. Because the reason that I'm so aggravated is like
we're not making any medical claims.
No, fuck no.
Okay.
Now, if companies are,
yeah,
it's like, well, then I can understand that. Like, you can't sit there and say, oh, by the way, this cures cancer. Then, yeah, you're false advertising. I get that.
But the people who leave reviews and stuff on our website,
we have no control.
They do
over
that on their own.
Yeah.
This is their results.
Well, here's what the FDA says, ladies and gentlemen, and this is why I'm so anti-big government. We don't need the FDA. The FDA is worthless. These people, I need to pull up the Milton Friedman thing he did. I think maybe tomorrow's episode we'll pull that up so the audience can listen to Milton Friedman's lecture on why the FDA is such a bad thing. But here's what was published. The article is, FDA warns multiple companies over Delta-8 CBD sales. They say it may be dangerous to consumers because there are no FDA-approved drugs containing Delta-8 THC. That in of itself, I don't give a fuck about. The FDA approved Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, the Johnson & Johnson, which, by the way, is now they retracted on and said, by the way, blood clots, issues like that. It's like, so here's the thing. The FDA stamp of approval after this whole COVID letdown doesn't mean dick all to me.
You could fuck all the way off.
Exactly. You could fuck all the way off. They say Delta-8 is legal at the federal level because it falls within an approved amount of hemp-derived products allowed in the 2018 Farm Bill. Now, let me ask you this. Do you think if there was a product out there that even though it wasn't FDA approved but contained certain poisons that could kill people, do you think it would be federally legal? Fuck no, it wouldn't.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. So that is kind of like, well, even though they federally legalized it, the FDA, man, fuck the FDA.
Yeah.
Products containing Delta-8 are sold in varying forms like candy, cookies, gummies, and tinctures. Okay, not a big deal. The warning letters claim the companies are illegally marketing the drugs with a promise of relief for various medical conditions. The FDA is very concerned about the growing popularity of Delta-8 products being sold online and in stores nationwide. You know why?
It's putting a dent in their wallets.
Bingo. It's fucking with Big Pharma. Here's the deal.
Exactly
like,
why.
if you want the God's honest truth, now look, I hope you buy from us. I do.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't, fuck off. I don't care. But here's the reality of it. Delta-8 does a lot of good fucking things. To sit there and say that, it can replace it, it is amazing for pain management.
Yeah.
Like, you can't sit there and advertise a product and then not make roundabout medical claims in a certain way.
Yeah.
It's like, no, if you have pain issues, this will help for pain. If you have anxiety issues, this will help for anxiety. CBD as well. So these medical claims are coming after people for us. Like, what? Because even like the banks we go through to get approved for our products to be sold, they're like, you can't use the word pain. It's like, what the fuck?
I can understand some of that stuff.
Some of it,
making
yes.
unsubstantiated claims.
Exactly.
That's
we're not
fine.
sitting here saying it's going to cure cancer. It doesn't. Now, we do have cancer patients that take the Delta-8 that help with pain management. We've got those testimonies too.
Because Delta-8 helps with a sour stomach. So if you
it gives me the munchies like a motherfucker.
If you go through chemotherapy, it's going to help you with the nausea.
Mm-hmm.
And this, there's evidence.
You will fail a drug test, though.
And we also post our COAs. So anybody can go onto our website and see that
a COA, for those that don't know, is a certificate of analysis. So every batch that our manufacturer gets in that we formulated, we send out to a third-party testing facility, and they test it to make sure what is on that label is what is actually in the product. Every single batch that we have goes through this testing. So people say, are you positive there's no THC? It's like, yes, we are 100% sure. We pay like almost $300 per batch to get tested.
Oh, yeah. So it's, to make sure that it's the dosage that we say it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because if our dosage comes back and it's not what it's supposed to be, then we could go to our manufacturer and say, hey, listen, this isn't what it needs to be. And they'd redo it, send it back to us, do another COA.
Mm-hmm.
It's happened a couple times.
Yeah.
So
we'll get like they'll send us a batch. It's like, this is what's in it. We get the COA. It's like, no, it's not. Like, give us the real. Absolutely.
Because we got to make sure that we do right.
That's
by
our
our
word.
customers. Yeah,
that's our word. Yeah,
absolutely. We're just not throwing shit out there.
This FDA crap, it's just ridiculous. But the thing that ruins it for other companies like ourselves is when companies come out there and they're making these false claims. Of like, hey, this will cure cancer, this will cure AIDS. It's like, okay, no, you can't make that claim. No, absolutely not. It's like, but I feel like you can make claims like this is what it could help with because based upon, and I know this is what people don't like hearing, but like it's anecdotal evidence. I'll give you that. But when you've got thousands of anecdotal experiences, well, where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah.
So when we have, and you can go look at the Google reviews on the Shell Shock CBD website. You can go look at it on Google. I'm telling you. And we don't pay these people.
No.
We don't. And I don't think we can, can we go in there and manipulate it, edit it?
No.
Yeah, they don't allow you to.
No, the only thing we could do on some people will leave like a 1-star review.
Yeah, because they're trolls, yeah.
And
we've had that a few times.
And I'll comment on them and say, hey, listen, if you had a bad experience or whatever, contact me, let me know.
Yeah.
We'll refund your money or we'll give you something else to try or whatever. And nobody's ever responded.
Because they're trolls.
Yeah.
Once they find out what we do and they're the company that we own, they get like, well, that's how we're going to get back at them, leaving bad Google reviews. It's like,
there's only like, I don't know, less than a handful of people who've done that.
Fuck those nerds.
I make sure to
Oh yeah,
respond
but
to them.
you reach out to them and say, hey, I see you had a bad experience. How can we help make that better?
Sure.
And we're revamping some stuff here in the future where subscriptions are going to be changing a little bit as far as like instead of like 15 or 10%, it's going to go up to like 20%. Something along the line. We got a lot of things being rolled out this year. We're just slow rolling it because we have the vitamin gummies coming out, the apple cider vinegar. We've got a lot of great things coming your way. And I'm going to be transparent from the get-go. What makes our vitamins any different? Realistically, what you see is what you get, and we're just better priced. That's all it is. We're better priced, and you get great quality gummies with vitamins. We've been testing them out here. I take them every day.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, they're actually delicious too.
They really are.
They're good.
You can sit down and take a Delta 8, then eat a bag full of vitamins.
I would not advise that. You're wasting them anyway because whatever your body doesn't need, it pisses itself out. So, but yeah, when that FDA article got sent to me, I'm just like, dude, these crony capitalists will do everything in their power to protect their interest in big pharma. It's like, wait. Didn't the FDA approve Adderall? Didn't it approve like these legalized methamphetamines? Like and fully knowing these negative side effects and the Oxycontin. There was the big special on that, the movie that came out about it. Yeah, it's like this is at the hands of the FDA. Because I remember Milton Friedman talked about. He's like, these FDA scientists. Here's how they work. He's like, their career depends on what they let through and what they don't, and it takes a while. It takes a while to clinically test a lot of the stuff. So there's going to be like FDA representatives that say, okay, this is pretty safe, let it through. If it kills a bunch of people, well, he's just out of a job. He's fucked. So he doesn't really want to do that. He doesn't want to risk his career. So they got to make damn sure that these things are actually healthy and do what they say it is. And they're like overly protective to an extent. Whereas in England, it's different. Like every country is different in regards to what they allow in and what they allow out. But I do want to play the clip from tomorrow's show from Milton Friedman. He goes into much more detail on this, and it makes sense the way he puts this. It's just, when I first heard him talking about abolish the FDA, I was like, wait, what? We've become so dependent on daddy government and these three-letter agencies running our lives that I don't think we realize to what level they do. And people have become so accustomed to saying, well, is that FDA approved? And it's like, the FDA is another three-letter agency that is paid off by the federal government. It's ran by the federal government. These guys are paid off fucking slacktivist scientists that are in bed. They're fucking big pharma. So big pharma is getting all the lobby. Man, they are getting everything they want. Yeah. So when free market actually starts to kind of rear its head from the primordial sludge that they've made us live in for so long, and it starts to kind of rise out of that, and big pharma takes notice, they try and put the kibosh on it right away. They try and destroy it right away.
Yeah, I think it opens it up to a lot of fraud.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Especially when you have to go to a certain group of people to get
approval.
To get the approval
and
stuff.
And the other thing is, like, how long have we been selling Delta 8? Like, over a year now, right? We started last year.
Yeah.
I've been on Delta 8 a while.
Yeah.
Do you have any negative symptoms, any negative side effects aside of the munchies?
No, none.
I'm trying to understand where they're coming from. Like, it can pose hazardous shit, blah, blah, blah. One dude was like, it's not the same as real weed. It's like, okay, well, then go smoke. Like, go fill your lungs full of fucking smoke.
I
do whatever.
Smoked pot since I started taking Delta 8.
Yeah.
Like
it's cheaper. It's way healthier.
It is way healthier. It's so relaxing.
Yeah, and I'm not against smoking. If you want to smoke.
Yeah.
But don't sit there and try and use this argument of like, it's not the same as actual weed is better for you. No, the fuck it's not. No, the fuck it's not. You're taking smoke into your lungs. I don't care if it's not cigarette, it's still smoke. Your lungs are not made for that.
And that shit's unregulated.
Yeah, right? How about that?
I know. I'm not sending a bag of pot off to make sure that does it have any pesticides sprayed on it or any bleach or anything like that sprayed on it?
The FDA is just a bunch of fucking worthless fucks. And again, after what they did with COVID, it's like, sorry, dude.
I know.
Because here's the deal. Who's going to stand accountable at the FDA for the Johnson & Johnson fucking people up?
Oh, nobody.
Nobody. Can't sue them.
No.
Nothing happens to these people.
Nothing at all.
So it's kind of like you've got a rigged system. Why would I ever have faith in that system anymore? Like, so when somebody says FDA approved, that doesn't mean dick all to me. It just means that somebody potentially could have paid them enough to bless off on this. Yeah. So, I'm over it all. I'm so over it all. But, all right, the episode title for today is Abortion Madness. Now, for those that don't know, the recent idea of Roe v. Wade being passed has got people just going insane. The left, basically, when Biden said that it's the right, it's the MAGA party that is like the most violent whatever party in modern times. Well, for those that don't know, this weekend across the nation, realistically, pro-abortionists were protesting churches, pro-life clinics that actually help parents with their children. And I'm going to read some of these articles. Ladies and gentlemen, brace yourself. This is the left. This is the left. This is what they're doing. This is what they're doing every single time. When they don't get their way, they resort to violence. And I'm to the point now, it's like if the cops aren't doing anything, people should take it upon themselves to exercise the Second Amendment and start killing these motherfuckers.
You're really going to have to defend yourself.
You're going to have to defend yourself.
Instead
We're talking about,
security.
there was one clinic they Molotov cocktailed.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, the party of tolerance, right? It's like you want to show the same violence towards people that want to save children's lives as the ones that you want to snuff out in the womb.
I know.
Like, I'm kind of confused by this. If you're against violence, then why are you showing violence towards organizations that are actually there to help parents, like that have already had children, or excuse me, they're going through they want to keep their children.
Yeah.
They want to provide a good, stable environment. They help them they do all kinds of stuff. And I'm fine with that. It's like, I would fund that. Yeah. Absolutely, I would help that. I'd voluntarily fund that if I could.
My mom works at a clinic like that where they help expecting mothers who unplanned pregnancies, and they're right across the street from a Planned Parenthood. So
that's good.
They work completely off of donations to bring these women. And most of the time when they come in, they have an ultrasound machine. So these young girls who come in there to the clinic, they'll do an ultrasound. Yeah. And they'll see their baby in their womb. And
yeah, that definitely changes things.
Yeah, that definitely changes things. And so they have a room where they could, pick out cribs and baby clothes and stuff like this. I feel like organizations like that are better suited than giving to Planned Parenthood.
Oh, absolutely.
If people celebrated
a death of a child,
parenthood more than they would abortion, then I think the attitude of the country would definitely
I think
change.
the attitude, honestly, is they're using abortion as a means of birth control, and it shouldn't. It shouldn't be. And look, dudes, again, you're in control here. Yeah. Wrap your shit. I don't give a fuck how good that feels. Wrap your shit.
It's definitely a consequence of having sex. Is you could get pregnant.
I'm not going to be so blind here that I would say, abstinence is the way to go. It's like, no, if you want to fuck, I get that. But wear a condom.
And it does come with consequences.
It does, absolutely. But people it's like this hedonistic idea of, I want to do whatever I want pleasure-wise, and there should be no consequence. Like, there's a consequence to everything you do. Yeah. And if you happen to knock her up, that's your fault. Yeah. I get it. I get it.
I saw a tweet or somebody on Instagram or something that said, if you have sex, don't have murder as a backup plan.
Exactly. Oh, exactly.
That's pretty good.
That's what they want to do. They want to use abortion as a means of birth control, and it's not. It's ridiculous.
It really isn't.
So, first article. This is sad. Like, this is actually really sad. QAnon we'll get back to that one. Justice Clarence Thomas, Supreme Court, says can't be bullied on Roe v. Wade. Washington, D.C., we can't be an institution that can be bullied into giving you the outcomes you want, Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas told a gathering on Thursday on Roe v. Wade. The events from earlier this week are a symptom of that. This is a symptom of the MSM basically just energizing specific groups of people to go out there and commit acts of violence under the name of protesting on their behalf. Have you noticed, by the way, in light of everything that's happened in regards to all the protests, the Biden administration still has not condemned those that are doxing the Supreme Court. They haven't. Like, they haven't. Jen Psaki goes out there and says, well, where people tend to show up and protest, that's just where they're going to go. Yeah. It's like, you snakes. Like, Sarah Huckabee had to stand there and literally answer for every single thing that happened in the country. Every single thing that happened under the Trump administration. And then when she did, and Trump would give his answers, they would twist his words. Oh, there's good people on both sides. Oh, my God, he's referring to the KKK. That's not what he was talking about. We've had this conversation before with you talking about your neighbor and stuff. Yeah. So it's like you answer and you condemn it, and then they twist your words. The liberal media is so conniving and slimy. These scumbags are essentially, and then you have politicians like Maxine Waters go out and harass them, push back. I wish somebody would cock that cunt in the face. It's like you saying, like Eric Swalwell doubled down this weekend. He said, Republicans, I wouldn't be surprised if they want to start freaking, the one we did on the last show was that he said Republicans are now going to want to ban interracial marriages. And we're like, where are you getting this from? And then he doubled down. What did he say? Oh my God. He said something else that was just like, dude, you are so lost. Like this guy is gaslighting and manipulating like dude, if I can't say it. I want to. This guy is a piece of shit. Oh, yeah. Like, here's the thing. I don't like a lot of politicians, but this dude, He's dangerous. He's going to instigate violence.
I still don't understand how he's allowed to stay in government when
he banged the Chinese spy and then threatened nukes on Americans. Like this guy,
Dianne Feinstein. She had a spy driving her around for 20 years.
Yep.
Like all these people that are compromised should be immediately taken out of that position. And the fact that they're not it's really
because
quite
they
scary.
pander to the liberal left and they love it. Let me see if I can find this douchebag's tweet. I wanted to post it. I was like, I'm tired of this guy. Like, this guy's such a fucking piece of shit.
I'd look it up on Twitter, but I got suspended.
Yeah, you got
again.
suspended.
Get suspended for saying that illegal immigration is
They're criminals.
Criminals.
Yeah. Apparently, one of my buddies got suspended on Twitch for saying that trans women aren't real women. I'm sure Twitch is going to come for me eventually. I'm sure it's coming. Which, by the way, we figured out about how to stream live on the website, the All American Savage Show podcast website. It's allamericansavageshow.com, the website. We're going to be streaming live there as well in the future. Hopefully Truth Social makes it where you can stream on their platform.
Yeah.
Where is this tweet? Like, this guy is just an insane piece of shit. Like, there's very few times where I will read something and be like, there's no way they actually tweeted that. They're not that stupid. And this is one of those times. Unless he deleted it. I don't think he deleted it. The guy's, yeah.
Eric Swallowswell,
douchebag. Where's it at? Come on. This dude does a lot of retweets.
Did he delete it?
I'm going back. I'm at 23 hours now. I wish I should have posted what I had, what a screenshot. I just didn't want to give the guy any more attention on my Instagram, but I'm just kind of like, man, we do need to.
This is that's tracking.
Where is it? Come on. I'll probably have to find it later. Oh, here we go. Yeah. This is tweeted 2 days ago, still there. And he said, listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, I don't even know. This is the example of like basically going nuclear, just resorting to every possible negative scenario and applying it to the opposite political side. And he tweets this out 2 days ago. And he says, would anyone be shocked if Republicans went after women's right to vote next? I wouldn't. I hope somebody beats the fuck out of this piece of shit. He's saying stuff. Like, now you are literally just gaslighting to get an emotional, violent response. Like, come on, dude. Here's the thing. If you want to go against Republicans, there's plenty to go after. I'll give you that. But at least be accurate. But here's the problem. Like, this is the left. These are liberals. This is the party that is endorsed. Here's the thing. Like, ladies and gentlemen, here's something for you to put to your liberal friends when they want to condemn Republicans for yada, yada, yada. The president of the United States of America, the leftist president, Biden administration, the president himself has confirmed it's okay to give children hormone therapy and to go through sex-changing operations as children. Look, this is the official stance of your party. You don't get to say, like, I just want... No, the president of the United States of America, the leader of the DNC, said this. This is your stance. This is your party's stance. You don't get to deny that. So people like Eric Swalwell, well, Republicans want to ban interracial marriage. They don't want women to vote. What the fuck are you? Give me one. Give me when the example that we looked at the other day for the person talking about should interracial marriage be legal, he's like, kick it back to the states.
Yeah.
Just like abortion. He was not saying that I'm for it. He's saying let the states decide.
The Virginia guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, there's another state that just came out, and they banned transgenderism. It's like, nope, no drugs for kids. You know sexually. Abso-fucking-lutely. Yep. That's how it should be.
Yep. 100%.
But it should be that way across the board, realistically.
Yeah.
But you know, places like California, they're never going to go for it. And it's disgusting. It's morally abhorrent. These people are... Look, here's the deal. I don't like trying to force morality on people because everyone has a different set of core principles they live their life by.
I don't even know that's a morality issue.
I think it is. It's definitely a morality issue as far as, like, you should not allow children to change their genders.
Yeah, that
it's
seems
disgusting.
Like just more of a...
Common sense.
Not just common sense, but that could really damage someone's body.
Oh, absolutely.
So
absolutely. I cannot even put it... I cannot give it in my head.
Morally, it's abhorrent.
To sit there and, like...
Physically, it's just like...
a puberty blocker.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here kind of like... I don't know.
How is that FDA approved?
That's a good question.
Like,
it's probably these pharmaceutical companies. Like, maybe that's it. Maybe that's at the core reason of why this is such a hot topic issue. Because pharmaceutical companies are lining up. It's like, hey, we got your trans meds over here. Get them, boy. Yeah, trans meds. Get them here. Get them here.
Yeah, pharmaceutical companies probably have.
Oh, they're
no
loving
problem
this.
At all. They're like,
absolutely.
all they care about is,
Especially like in the military where it's federally funded. Like, did you know this? Unless it's changed. When I got out, well, I mean, Trump banned it, but I think it's back in place now, to where you can join the military and be undergoing transition, and they will fund it. I think you have to be on hormones for something like a year or some shit. I don't know. But it's just like, it's insane. It's like, this is what taxpayer money is going to fund.
It's still,
I'm like, that's not the reason to join the Army.
I don't even know that you have to be in the military, because I knew this girl. I used to do this. I had this shoot that I would do down in Waco back in 2009. And there's this young girl. She was really pretty. She was really nice, about 20 years old. And her therapist had told, who was transgender, was coaching this girl on how she could go to the state to get the state to fund her surgery, to have a mastectomy, and to get on hormones and not have to pay for any of it. So
would that shock you? I mean, it doesn't shock me.
No, it doesn't. And this was back in 2009, so it's
nothing shocks me anymore.
Yeah, so
nothing shocks me anymore.
It's a little bit concerning that it's state funded.
Yeah.
I mean, our taxpayer dollars are going to.
I didn't vote for that.
I
think
didn't
it's
either.
bullshit. Yeah.
It must be in the fine print.
To Clarence Thomas. Thomas was speaking to the Judicial Conference 11th Circuit. Each federal appellate circuit is under the supervision of one of the 9 Supreme Court justices. A Georgia native, Thomas is circuit justice over that court, which has jurisdiction over Georgia, Alabama, and Florida. The elephant in the room that no one can ignore is the leaked draft opinion of the Dobbs case, which would overrule Roe v. Wade. And again, all the liberals out there having a meltdown. I was like, oh my God, they're banning abortion. At federal level, they're banning it, but they're kicking it back to the states. The states that already have it banned, it's still going to be banned. And the states that freaking basically want to do it, like California, they're just going to streamline it. Yeah. So realistically, these people are having meltdowns and thinking like the women's suffrage movement needs to return. Yet it's like, you don't know what you're talking about. They go off of these people like Eric Swalwell, Elizabeth Warren, who get out there, they get so worked up. Like, I hope she has a heart attack. That'd be great. We're going to fight. And it's like, good.
Oh, finally.
Burn in hell. Militant leftists have been pressuring conservative justices to switch their votes to retain Roe, in which the Supreme Court in 1973 invented a right to abortion that was found in the text, structure, or 180-year history of the Constitution. The court will have none of it. The longest-serving member currently on the court assured the crowd. Chief Justice John Roberts also spoke to the conference, calling the leak absolutely appalling. No stranger to opposition, Thomas's remarks are characteristic of the justice, who is often willing to be the sole dissent in an 8-1 decision. As the senior associate justice, many regard Thomas as the anchor of the conservative wing of the court. A Supreme Court opinion only becomes official when it is released. Given that the leak was of a full draft circulated on February 10th, the final opinion could be ready for release at any time. If he's going to hold true to his beliefs, I think it is going to be overturned at the federal level. Good. It's just in one of those cases of strip away federal authority and give it back to the states.
Yeah.
And that should apply across the board for most things.
I think so, too.
So, I mean, I get it. Makes sense. Except for things such as, like, national security for borders. Like, that's kind of your job as the federal government.
That's it. That's your job.
And they're not even doing that.
No, not even
doing that.
Not even a little bit.
Well, for those that don't know, protests at Justin Kavanaugh's home, one of the scariest things I've ever witnessed as a reporter. Apparently, he got doxxed. Blair, a news reporter for the Daily Signal, called the demonstrations an attempt at intimidation. Well, that's all. I mean, okay, let's be fair. That's what protests are. It's an attempt to intimidate, to get somebody to change their mind. I get it. But Douglas Blair, a news editor for the Daily Signal, said the pro-choice protest outside Supreme Court Justice Kavanaugh's home were one of the scariest things he ever witnessed on Fox and Friends Monday. He called the protest an attempt at intimidation and pointed out that Biden administration's failure to condemn the demonstrations. Yes, this is true. He hasn't condemned them. Mm-hmm. He hasn't this is where they're at. Oh, breaking as well. The new press secretary, I forget her name, black LGBTQ chick, apparently has a partnership with one of the CNN executives.
Yeah, I think she came over from one of those.
That's not like a conflict of interest whatsoever.
It's
and then you got this Jen fucking Ministry of Truth czar. Like, more shit's breaking about. Like, this woman is unhinged.
All of them are.
These people are insane.
There's not one sane person on the Biden administration. You can't just, like, point to one single person and be like, they get
that
it.
person,
They
like,
get it.
we can reason with, like, we can have a discussion. With these people, they are so far, like, and this is what Biden is surrounding himself with, because he feels like that's the majority of what the population wants.
Someone's surrounding him. Biden
Well, that's
doesn't know
what the
where he
administration's doing.
Yeah.
They want to pander so hard. This is going to blow up in their face. And I'm sitting here, again, I feel like I should be a political PR person. It's like I would tell the Biden administration, you are pandering to the minority percentile of your party. You are going to get destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
The moderate Democrats, who, by the way, are the majority of the voters in your party, do not want this.
Yeah.
Stop pandering to these people, because I'm telling you, there's a shift. All right, there's a change in the wind, says I. The trans community is going to be under attack before long because of the shit they're pushing with children. The LGB is going to have to cut them out and be like, nope, we want nothing to do with them.
Yeah.
The inclusivity needs to draw a line, and children's that line.
Yeah.
So I really feel that's coming. A lot of more moderate Democrats are like, this party has gone unhinged. So all politicians do is they pander to popularity. So once, the left, I think after 2022 or the midterms coming up, once the left realizes how far off the beaten path of common sense they've went, more moderates are going to start shifting, saying, I can't vote in line with you guys. You've gone too crazy. And the left's going to have to take some serious accountability and start saying, okay, where do we go wrong? It's like, you let the insane run your party, and Biden was at the forefront of that. You allowed this to happen. All it takes is for the leaders in the DNC to say, we're not pushing this. Absolutely not. Transgender surgeries for children? No. You are the minority percentile, and you should be. And you should be snuffed out, in my opinion. You're disgusting. The fact that you want to try and target children, it's abhorrent. These people are unhinged. And if you support this, you belong in a camp. You do. You are insane. You are fucking insane. I don't care who you are. I don't give a shit where you stand politically. If you endorse the idea of children having access to this, you are scum. You're lucky I'm not in charge. I'm like, you know what? Put them in a fucking camp. We don't want you in or deport them. We don't want you in our society. You don't belong here. And I don't know of another country that would actually take you outside of, like, maybe, I don't know, Thailand? I don't know.
I guess.
I have no idea. Like, these people are fucking abhorrent.
You got Beto O'Rourke running on the same issue here in Texas.
Oh, yeah.
You said there's
don't mess with trans kids and shit. Fucking
Beto
idiot.
O'Rourke cooks on Mother's Day for North Texas family with transgender child. That's like the smallest percent of the population of Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't he be running on, hey, I'm going to secure the border or lower taxes?
Because that's not Democrats don't care about it. Because if he acknowledges the border is broken, that means the DNC has failed. That means Biden has failed. O'Rourke is going to need the DNC support for this run.
Dude, it's so crazy on Twitter to see how defensive people get when you bring up an unsecure border, how terrible the economy is, food shortages.
Yeah, the baby formulas can continue to get worse,
and high gas prices. The excuses that they come up with are so...
Is it all based around, like, Trump? It's Trump's fault?
They act like it's not... Yeah. A large part is Trump's fault. And then the other part is, what are you talking about? It's like it's not even happening.
I've been paying $5 a gallon for years. What are you talking about? This is no big deal.
Like, it's so...
Yeah.
I'm like, these people have to be working at Twitter. These have to be Twitter employees that are on here.
No, it
just
could potentially
away.
It could be bots. There's a shitload of, like, Elon even already came out and said, oh, by the way, Elon's cool. We'll get to that later. But no, there was a lot of bots that do that. If you look at some of these mainstream celebrities that posted about the Roe v. Wade, you'll see a lot of the bots echoing the exact same phrase. Yeah. It's literally a copy and paste to give the impression that there's more of them than there actually are. These people, or it's a bunch of fake profiles. There's trolls. It's rare to see it. Like, these people, it's like, again, this is the I should say the violent minority. They are violent. They're very violent.
Scumbags.
These people are unhinged. Douglas Blair, this is an attempt at intimidation. I think it really says a lot, too, that the Biden administration is willing to absolutely let these justices out dry. They're not going to say it's not acceptable. Here's the deal. Okay, realistically, I don't give a fuck what Biden has to say. What he should be doing is using police to go down there and protect those judges, saying if you fuck with them, you will be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. Like, here's the deal. Like, you had the insurrection, the quote-unquote insurrection. Easy, Ted Cruz. I know you're about to, like, cream yourself. It's like, oh, my God, it was fucking chaos. It was blah, blah, blah. Like, calm the fuck down. You had an insurrection, in their opinion. I'm using their verbiage here. And the FBI went after every single one of those protesters that breached the Capitol. Every single one. You're doing nothing about protecting the lives of your Supreme Court justices. These are judges. These are fucking judges. And what the fuck are you doing? You'll weaponize the FBI on your political tirade to go against the right, but you're going to do nothing to protect those Republican SCOTUSes. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, we are on thin ice right now. This country is on the verge of something massive that could potentially break it apart. If violence is shown towards these judges that through a constitutionally based system with a democratic process of electing our official representatives and yet in the appointment through all that stuff, if they are targeted, harassed, and basically threatened and violence is committed towards them, we've lost. The system is over. It's broken.
Hasn't it already gotten to that point?
It has. That's what I'm saying. It's like all it's going to take is to where one of these justices, I'm not calling for it, don't take me wrong, but it's going to take them to get assaulted, assassinated, then it's game the fuck on. Then it's like, okay, so the federal government is not protecting one of its branches. It's not doing its job. Meanwhile, if a Democrat was assassinated, what do you think the left would do? Oh, it'd be violence in the streets. That's why as we progress, my stance on playing good with these people, it's shifting. It's like, look, the reality of the situation with these abortion protests and then Molotoving these cocktails, it's time to start fighting fire with fire, no pun intended. That's where we've come to, because here's the deal. And look, I don't want war. It's horrible. This is a bad place to be in. But what other options do we have as a free society if one side continues to get away with resorting to extreme violence to try and intimidate the opposing side into bending the knee? And then the judicial system is not doing anything to protect that. Mm-hmm. What are they left with? You can't sit there and pull the tail of the dog, and then when the dog turns around and bites you, play victim.
Yeah.
If there is illegal operations going on with Antifa in Portland, these fire bombings and shit like that, and nothing is being done or attention is not being shown to the level that it is when Republicans do it, well, then the system is flawed and there's nothing there. Therefore, it's chaos and it's violence. And that's the only way to do it. And the only way to win that is you hit them back 10 times fucking harder. They firebomb one of yours, you firebomb 10 of theirs. What are you supposed to do? Like, I would love for somebody to lay something out saying, hey, take it to the legal system. The legal system is broken. The FBI lost a fucking laptop. Anal fuck 69, by the way, was the password. Lost.
Anal fuck 69.
Yeah, that was the password. That was the password. Anal fuck 69. And everybody's like, oh my God. It's like, okay, whatever.
That'd be the first thing I thought. I'd be like, you know what his password is? Anal fuck 69. That was it.
That was it.
We got it.
Everybody's like, oh my God, that was his password. It's like, dude, half of you probably type in worst shit in Pornhub.com. Shut the fuck up. I get it, though. I get it. It's just funny, though. How do you
seen his videos?
Oh, yeah.
This guy's.
I think some of them are actually on Pornhub.
Yeah, they are on Pornhub.
Smoking on a crack pipe and then getting a foot job. It's like, boy. I mean, if that's not the American dream, then I don't know what it now.
If that was Donald Trump,
yeah.
Eric Trump.
Yep.
I mean, that would be playing continuously 24/7.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
the leftist MSM is going to that's not a big deal. It's like, really? Because it was under Trump. You went after Trump. You went after Barron Trump.
Yeah.
You went after a kid. But this dude's a crackhead in bed with Ukraine, in bed with China, potentially child pornography on his computer, and you are perfectly. This is how bad identity politics has gotten.
Oh, it's terrible.
It's insane. The stuff that you were so willing to overlook for the sake of your political identity is pathetic.
That's what they're like. Oh, it's the greater good.
Absolutely. We could deal with child pornography. It's okay as long as we just don't have Trump in office because the mean tweets and shit.
We need expensive gasoline. How was we supposed to get this climate back in check?
This is where we're at. And you got to love this. A reporter calls for violence against pro-lifers, says they shouldn't have peace or safety until they're dead. Critics blasted liberal reporter Caroline Riley, Caroline, last name Reilly, and questioned why the police or the FBI had not gotten involved. A reporter for Rewire News Group called for more violence against pro-life Americans over the weekend as she appeared to celebrate reports of vandalism against the headquarters of a pro-life group in Wisconsin. Her tweet is in response to the New York Times, and the New York Times article says the headquarters of an anti-abortion group in Madison, Wisconsin, was set on fire Sunday morning in an act of vandalism that included the attempted use of a Molotov cocktail and graffiti that read, if abortions aren't safe, then neither are you. Her response to this tweet that she retweeted says, more of this. May these people never know a moment of peace or safety until they rot in the ground. Real tweet. Wisconsin Family Action Group, staunchly opposed to abortion, was attacked Sunday morning when someone tossed a Molotov cocktail into its Madison office and spray painted a message outside reading, "If abortions aren't safe, then neither aren't you," or then you aren't either. Riley, a liberal reporter who frequently writes on abortion, appeared to later delete her Twitter account following sharp backlash from critics over her call to violence. Where's the FBI on that? Where they at? You investigated so much in relation to the January 6th protests. Not saying it wasn't unfounded, but you were so committed to that. Again, if the system is rigged, if Republicans feel like the FBI, that branch of the government, or that three-letter agency, is not serving the interests of the public, then why the fuck do we have you?
It isn't.
It isn't. It's like, we don't need you. Like, you're not doing anything to ensure justice is served on our behalf. You know the whole idea of Lady Justice or Lady Liberal, blind with the fucking weights and that shit? It means equality and balance. When the scales are shifted, then why the fuck, why do we need them?
They've been doing this for such a long. It's crazy. Like, who was it? Sussman gave evidence to James Baker, the head of the FBI, to investigate Trump, to get the whole ball rolling with the with the what do you call it? The PP tape hoax. So
there were so many hoaxes that, like, where was the PP tape? Didn't they say Russia had it?
Russia had
Putin had it to use against Trump or some shit like that. Yeah.
What's his name? Tom Arnold was.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. What happened to that nut job?
I know.
That guy was like, I'm doing this investigation. Like, he was so anti-Trump, like insane Trump derangement syndrome. He was doing this documentary, this investigation that literally went nowhere. He's like, I'm going to get my hands on the tapes.
I imagine, like, Satan was calling these people up and be like, hey, listen, remember that document you signed? I'm going to need you to do some stuff.
It's time to call in the favor. You already sold your soul, so.
You're going to make a complete fool of yourself.
Oh, God. Like, these people are unhinged. Yeah, like Tom Arnold, like, dude, the likes of him, just a complete fucking gas bag.
All of them. I mean, look at Alyssa Milano shows up when?
Oh, yeah.
When she can't murder somebody. When babies can't be murdered. Or Justice Kavanaugh. She got to sit there.
And then she's like, believe all the whammons. I'm a staunch advocate for survivors. Like, so fuck due process then, right? You don't give a fuck how many men you imprison wrongfully because you just want to stand with women. These people don't care about justice. They don't care about due process. They don't care about any of that.
If they did, then they would have listened to Tara Reid, who said that Joe Biden had
That just got pushed under the rug.
Yeah, they even said, they're like, hey, listen, we believe you, but listen.
Not against our guy.
We got to get Trump out.
Yeah, greater good. Let's overlook it. Yeah.
It's just a little rape.
Just a little rapey. Not a big deal.
Get over it.
Where are the police? Tweeted writer Rob Drehar, while activist Amy Kremer wondered where the response was from the FBI and the Department of Justice. How would they feel if the public started to dox reporters? I'm all for it. Like, I like this. How would they feel if the public started to dox reporters that call for violence and arson? I think that should be justified. If these people are doing this, then give them what they want. If these reporters, like the one who doxed libs of TikTok, dox her in return. Let's start fighting fire with fire. Because there has to be that modicum of fear. It's like, if you do this, it's going to happen to you in return. Be ready.
Did she get doxed?
Yes, her family started receiving death threats and shit like that, which I don't care about. You did that to the libs of TikTok owner, so when it happens to you, don't cry. Don't cry foul.
Yeah.
I don't fucking care. How would they feel if the public started to dox reporters that call for violence and arson? What if it came to their doorstep instead? People with a voice need responsibility when using it. Republican Florida congressional candidate Vic Democrat wrote. Now, look, I am all for free speech. I am. Like, you have the right. I think that you should have the right to call for. I do. I know people don't like hearing that, but free speech is free speech. You don't get to moderate it. You say whatever the fuck you want. If you want to call for violence, that should be legal. I agree with it. Even towards the government, it should be legal because it's still free speech. But it does not mean that you utilizing that free speech does not mean that your actions won't have consequences. So if you're calling for violence towards somebody and trying to dox somebody, they could do the same thing to you. I get it. But if you want to go down that road, it's a slippery slope. This feels a bit like calling for violence. Republican strategist Matt Whitlock wrote, tagging the Twitter support team to alert them to Riley's astonishing reaction. Andy Ngo, he's actually, this guy's like, if you don't follow his Twitter, he's a really good reporter. He's, I don't know if he's a Republican, but he basically does a lot of pieces on the left, Democrat, Antifa. He was one of the guys that was in viral videos as a reporter who was attacked and bloodied by Antifa. He was actually hospitalized. This guy's done a lot. But essentially, he broke the story of the liberal reporter doing that. And, Twitter support. Like Elon, I know he's getting his ducks straight. Apparently, a new article broke that he's apparently firing over 1,000 Twitter employees. Good. Bye. Learn to code. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, they're the ones who are commenting on everybody's pro-liberty.
Fuck those nerds. Yeah. So it's going to take some time because, I mean, yeah, you got suspended from Twitter from you posting that shit. It's going to take some time. Like, I'm surprised I haven't. Like the shit I've been saying, I'm like, how the fuck am I not, like, banned yet?
That's not even controversial, I don't
No,
think.
it's not. It's not.
Saying someone who crosses
Saying
the border
illegal immigrants are criminals, you broke the law. You're a criminal, yeah.
Right. It's a drain on American taxpayers.
I agree.
Whether or not you think they pay taxes or they do pay. I mean,
even the criminals that come over, we're spending $90,000 a year for each criminal that gets caught and locked up. Like, that's how much we're spending.
Yeah, it's in the billions, as far as how much taxpayers pay.
Rewire News Group didn't immediately respond to a request for comment. I guarantee that employer is still working, or that reporter is still working there. President Biden strongly condemns Molotov cocktail attack on Wisconsin anti-abortion. He'll condemn that, but he's not going to condemn the SCOTUS picks or the SCOTUS judges being attempted to be intimidated. Remember when that shit happened to Tucker Carlson?
Yeah.
Like they showed up at his house.
Yep.
Like his wife had to call the cops. They were hiding in the closet.
Mm-hmm.
This is how this mob is. That's why I'm a firm believer in the Second Amendment. You start dropping bodies, I'm telling you, they will go away. They won't fuck with you, or they'll try and come back. It's like, if you want to try and you want to play this game, you're going to lose. You are going to lose.
I get the meanest junkyard dog.
Oh fuck yeah! Like, go have fun with it. Oh, I'm telling you. I can't even imagine. Like, if I got doxxed and I see somebody step on my property and they're threatening violence, I'm dropping that motherfucker. Homestead Alec, dude. Welcome to Texas. Welcome to Texas.
Who is that? The Florida sheriff who said if you
it's cheaper to freaking kill an intruder than it is to arrest them.
Yeah.
So I love that. And then you have these liberals like, so someone should die over stealing a PlayStation? You're fucking A right, they should. That's my shit. It doesn't even matter what. I don't care if it's a nickel sitting on my counter. That is not your property. So the question you should be asking yourself, instead of, is it worth killing someone over? The question should instead be for themselves, is it worth dying for?
Right.
And if it's not, maybe rethink trying to come into my house.
Exactly. Just
throwing that out there. And I'm firmly, because again, an armed society is a polite society.
It really is.
When you start fucking, like in Texas, everyone's got a gun in Texas.
Yeah, if you think you're just going to kick a door open and nobody's going to have but if you think you're going to kick a door open and there's a chance that you get shot in the face.
Or there's a shotgun. Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe I just
rethink that,
apply down at the grocery store and just get a regular job.
Ginsburg firmly supported abortion, but she lamented the court's decision to unilaterally create a new regime on the subject. The unprecedented leak of the Supreme Court Justice Samuel Alito's draft opinion in a key case striking down Roe v. Wade has sparked a heated debate, perhaps drawing new attention to the late Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg's opinion on the key abortion precedent. Although Ginsburg firmly advocated for women's access to abortion as a constitutional right, she criticized the way in which Roe v. Wade established that right. And her reasoning for this nuanced position may shed light on the current debate. Chief Justice John Roberts confirmed that Alito's draft opinion in the case of Dobbs versus Jackson Women's Health Organization was genuine, although the draft dates back to February and it does not represent the current or final opinion of the court in the draft. Blah, 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 blah. Should the court indeed strike down Roe in this manner, it might vindicate Ginsburg's concern about the pivotal decision. Ginsburg warned against major judicial shifts in a 1992 lecture at New York University, citing Roe as an example. She said, measured motions seem to me right in the main for constitutional as well as common law adjudication, she argued. Doctrinal limbs too swiftly shaped and experience teaches may prove unstable. The most prominent example in recent decades is Roe v. Wade. Ginsburg noted that Roe struck down far more than the specific Texas criminal abortion statute at issue in this case. Suppose the court had stopped there, rightly declaring unconstitutional the most extreme brand of law in the nation, and had not gone on, as the court did in Roe, to fashion a regime blanketing the subject, a set of rules that displaced virtually every state law then in force, she said. A less encompassing Roe, one that merely struck down the extreme Texas law, went no further on that day. I believe, and we'll summarize why. We might have okay. This kind of just keeps going on. I don't know. Blah, blah, blah. Again, Biden's not condemning it. Joe Biden, agencies spike housing problems with more refugees. This is a continuing thing.
Have you noticed just here in Texas, seeing a lot of people out on the streets with holding signs with their families, asking for money?
No, because in Dallas, that's everywhere. I haven't noticed more because it's always been there in Dallas.
I mean, these are like nice dressed people who look like they might be refugees.
I have no idea.
But they're sitting on the side of the road with signs, and usually with a wife and a couple kids. And I've seen like
I mean, because how do you tell between what's an actual refugee and what's a grifter and what's an actual homeless person?
Right.
The other thing that I've noticed, like, there was this one veteran when I was still living downtown Dallas. He was always on a street corner.
And they're on their phones.
He said he was a veteran. Said he was homeless, yada, yada, yada. The guy was methed out of his mind. You could tell. Sunken eyelids, just dirty clothes, hadn't shaven, skin and bones. He was on drugs. And it's like, I'm not giving you money.
Right.
No. It's like, look, and there was one dude that got mad at me. He's like, hey, can you spare $? Like, well, number one, I don't carry cash. He's like, but I'll tell you this right now. It's like, that gas station over there, they got a help wanted sign. That's where it starts. Like, that, go fucking apply. Tell them you just need help. You need a job. Get some money in your pocket. And then go get a house. Go get a place to live. All this shit. It's like, that's where it starts. Go to work. Fuck you, man. All right. Fuck off. Like, I'm literally leading you to the water. You're just refusing to drink because I'm not giving you the kind of water you want, which is meth-induced water. Meth water. Yeah. It's like, I got no sympathy for you. Like, what do you want me to do? You see, the problem with this is when we become enablers, when we become those that are so empathetic to these people, you just enable them in the long run. It's like, oh, I feel so bad. It's like, no, dude. When you stick that needle in your arm, this is a byproduct. Yeah. You knew this. So guess what? Welcome to the consequences of your actions. Now, I don't mind helping people. It's like, if you need a place to find a job, like, I've had a few people hit me up and I can land them a job normally. It's like, hey, go check. This is my friend. He owns this. He's looking for help. But I'll also tell him, it's like, I'm not vouching for you. I will tell him that this guy needs a job. Is he good? Is like, I don't know. I was like, I will not. I rarely give my word to anybody anymore because I've done it 2 or 3 times where I got burned because I suggest a person to go work for a buddy of mine who owns a company. He's a veteran. The other person's a veteran's like, yeah, that dude didn't last 2 months. He came in there. He thought he was fucking hot shit. He never listened. He's like, yeah, I'm sorry, man. I was like, I don't vouch for anybody anymore unless I know them like personally really well. But President Joe Biden is importing many refugees who are too poor and unskilled to afford decent housing, according to media reports. At least 100 Afghan refugee families who were dropped off in California are still living in hotels, according to a May 8th report in Spectrum News 1. The problem with housing is that they need credit, aid worker Mahmoud Omid told Spectrum News 1. They also need someone to have income to work here and provide required document, he said. I get that. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. You're going to bring in refugees and you're not going to have some way of them getting jobs. Like, how are you going to play? Dude, I don't get, like, how do you expect them to land a place to live? Even the lowest paying slumlords get like, okay, I need to see some kind of proof of freaking financial history. Like, what's your job? I'm a refugee. It's like, it's still a business. Like, no, that sucks, but I got to pay the bank. So if you're not paying me, you think I'm going to pay for you someplace to live? Like, fuck no, that doesn't work that way. So what are you doing for work? The problem with housing, they need credit, blah, blah, blah. In Southern California's tight rental market, finding permanent affordable housing for Afghan families is still proving difficult months later, said an April 13th report by LAIST.com, adding, among the families that IILA, the International Institute of Los Angeles, received and placed into our community, we have been 75 to 80 families who are still in hotels, Alba said, adding the most of these families are in LA County. We've had landlords request 6 months of rent up front, so we've had families who were asked to come up with $30,000 so they could move in, Alba said. In Congress, if Congress delivers more migrants, we just will not have the capacity to provide adequate support that the families will need, Alba predicted. But the 70,000 Afghans plus the expected 100,000 Ukrainians, along with the inflow of Haitians, Cubans, South Americans, Central Americans, and Africans, are also helping to worsen housing shortages. In turn, the shortage bid up housing costs for Americans and generate extra wealth for landlords and real estate investors. In many cases, several or many low-income migrants share an apartment or house, so allowing them to price middle-class American families out of good housing. Jesus.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
It's almost as if we saw this reflected in healthcare, academia, and now the housing market because the federal government's getting involved. Yeah. And guess what? Free market consumers can't compete with the federal government. It's like we're competing with ourselves because they're doing this with taxpayer money.
Right.
So how the fuck do we compete with that? Again, inflation, fucked up housing is a result of poor federal management or mismanagement, rather.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh, it's this great idea. It's like, oh, you know how, like, leftists will say Republicans only care about the baby's life until it's born? Liberals only give a fuck about refugees until we get them on our shore. Then you'll give a shit about them.
Yeah.
What are we supposed to do? But that's our money. That's fine. Let's pay for their housing. Like, I told you about this. Like, when I lived in Plano, we bought a $250,000 house. It was a 4-bedroom, 2-story. It was almost 2,000 square feet. It was nice. Mm-hmm. And it was, our subdivision was from 250s up to like 350. Mm-hmm. Nice area. Shit you not, right across the cul-de-sac way, 4 Section 8 housing. 4. like 5 kids apiece, and poorly dressed. I remember seeing a toddler running around outside in nothing but a dirty diaper, and I'm like, what? And like dirt on him. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Like they had no care. Everything's paid for. They don't give a fuck. And it's like, okay, look, I get that you might need some federal assistance from time to time, but you don't get access to steak and lobster dinners. You get the basics. So the housing market should reflect the exact same fucking way. Why the fuck are you in Section 8 with a $300,000 house? That is beyond me. It is and guess what happens? That lowers the monthly fucking worth of the houses.
Oh yeah.
When it's 300,000, dude,
Nobody
fucking wants to live there because their kids are running around. They live like trash. They have no fucking standards.
Nope.
I'm not saying that for all of them because I get it. Some people just need help. Yeah. But these families, they were all the same. All the same. Kids everywhere. Their front lawn's strewn with all kinds of shit. Yeah. They never cut their grass. And it's just like, and I felt bad for the kids.
I know.
The kids don't know any better, but the parents are just lazy. Lazy pieces of shit. It's like they're on the government dime. This is what happens. And they don't give a fuck. If as long as the money's flowing, they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Sad to say, but it's true.
Same with the person who owns the house too, because they're guaranteed their money.
I'm lucky that we sold. Like I was like, we gotta get out of here. We gotta get out of here because as this shit stands, this is gonna decrease our fucking worth. Yeah. Because people are not gonna want to buy our house because of this bullshit right here. So our value is gonna drop. Luckily, we broke even. Got the fuck out of there. It's like and here's the thing. Like they can't tell you. Like the realtors can't tell you if there's Section 8 housing there, which is bullshit. It's bullshit.
Yep, but
I should know information like that. Because I feel like that has something to do with the property values around that subdivision or that neighborhood.
Yeah.
If I'm sitting there and I'm walking into a neighborhood that has all Section 8 housing, it's like, absolutely not. I'm not living here. No. No way. This is going to decrease. I mean, whatever I buy, good luck. Good fuck. If these people don't want to work, that's kind of like shows like habitual patterns of laziness. I'm not saying that for everybody. Please don't take it that way, but you know where I'm going. Are you reading comments over there? People pissed off in the chat? I don't give a fuck. I don't fucking care.
I know.
You're so judgmental, John. No, this is real world experience. I'm just saying it. We're all thinking it. I'm just saying it. This is real. This actually happened. But I guess being it only happens to me, then it's not real. It has to happen to everybody en masse. Then it's actual real, right? I don't fucking care.
No.
Section 8 should go to people. Here's the other thing. The apartment complex I lived in downtown Dallas. $2,000 for a 2-bedroom apartment, about 1,200 square feet. $2,000 fucking dollars, okay, to live downtown. Did you know these apartment complexes, many of which are required to have Section 8 in those apartment complexes, and they get it for free? Or they pay a very low monthly rate of I'm talking like $40, $80 a month.
Yeah.
But they're on federal assistance. If they go out, there was this lady, because I knew the property manager. Like we were really close. She told me about a lot of, because she knew what I did politically as far as comments. She'd give me like, this is what we're dealing with right now. And she said, these people that are on the Section 8 stuff, he's like, by and large, will not go out and get a job. I was like, why is that? She goes, because when they do, and the government realizes it, they start cutting their benefits. It's like, wait, what? It's like, yeah. It's like they cut their benefits. Now they have to start paying taxes. Now they're actually making less than what they would be making on the government dime. So they're not going to go out and work.
Yeah.
I was like, so they're by proxy government employees. This is why these subsidy programs are broken and they don't fucking work.
Yeah.
There needs to be a cap on this shit.
Anything
like you got 2 months. 2 months to figure this shit out and then get the fuck out.
Yeah.
And again, these types that are on this, lazy motherfuckers. Yep. He said, because she said she had this one woman, she went out and got a job as I think it was like a secretary or something. She's like, okay, fair enough. So, and the lady told the landlord this, and I don't think she realized what she was doing. So she said the next month her rent went up. Like she was like $40 to like $300. And that's still not a lot. For a $2,000 apartment, that's still not a lot.
Yeah.
And then the lady's like, well, I don't have to pay more. She said, because you have a job now and you got to pay your fair share. She quit her job. She quit her fucking job. And I'm just sitting there, it's like they are manipulating the system. This is our money. This is our money. And if you think this doesn't happen, by and large, and a good chunk of you are wrong. You are wrong. Bro, it pays good money to be lazy and broke in America. So then it's kind of like the incentivization of why should we go out there and work? Why? Like the taxes we pay on shell shock.
It's crazy.
Why? Like, what the fuck?
This is where our money goes.
This is where our money goes. We're funding this shit. I'm funding their fucking laziness, but we're here busting our asses, working to grind so these motherfuckers can be lazy and sit in their houses and do drugs.
I know.
And let their kids run fucking rampant. Have 20 or 30 fucking kids the government pays for.
So instead of hiring
it's
our
ridiculous.
employees, our highest paid employee is the government.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they do virtually nothing
and
for
you got
us.
these douchebags who say white rage.
Oh, God, yeah.
Is that what it is?
Oh, absolutely, it's got to be it.
Well, what about the people of color who go through the exact same thing and say the exact same thing that we do? You douchebags. People
don't want to talk about that. That's racist. If white people do it, it's racist. If black people do it, oh my God, that you're just being discriminatory.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
You
I'm
know,
so over it, man. I'm so over the bullshit.
I'm telling you.
And not once, and here's the
just,
beautiful part,
like,
not once in the entire ordeal I just briefed y'all on, not once did I mention race.
Yeah.
I didn't mention race at all.
Nope.
Never mentioned. So people in the comments are talking about that shit. That's on you. You're projecting your own stuff. I never mentioned race once. Weird.
Huh.
I'm too smart for y'all. If the trolls in the chat are going, I don't care. I'm too smart for you. I'm too smart. I already know what I'm doing. I already know what I'm doing. So, you got to love it. You got to love it. Never mention race. It's probably on YouTube. Was it on YouTube, trolls?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. YouTube's full of trolls. YouTube, hey, YouTube Lost Sav, just come over to Twitch. It's twitch.tv/thejohnburke. The other YouTube retards, let them fucking rot. Who gives a shit about them? Fuck them. I don't give a fuck about you. Dude, it's 3 Fs. Unless you feed fucker finance me, I don't give a fuck about you. Like, burn in hell for all I care. Oh, you're so racist. You probably don't even pay taxes, you stupid cunts. Fuck you.
I know, that's the whole thing, too, is you have these cocksuckers who spit all this bullshit.
Oh, yeah, and they have no real-world experiences in life
no
whatsoever.
skin in the game.
I love these fucking college little retards. It's like, this is what companies should be doing. Oh, have you ever ran a company? Well, no, but I know. But shut the fuck up then. Like, unless you've dealt with... This is the thing. Like, I could have people in that YouTube chat talking shit about me in regards to what I'm talking about as far as Section 8, housing and shit, yet I dealt with this shit. I lost money as a result of this shit. But I'm the fucking bad guy? Like, fuck you and fuck them.
Oh, yeah.
You are not my moral responsibility. Fuck, my responsibilities are me and who I stick my dick in and a byproduct of that action. That's my responsibility. Everybody else, listen close, because I'm going to break it down for you really easy. You're not my fucking problem, and I don't give 2 fucks about you. You are not my problem. This is the land of the opportunity. You got plenty of opportunity out there. Go find it. Every single one of us have. Every single one of us have. So, if what I said hurts your feelings, go do something about it. I don't fucking care. I'm not here to please you. I'm not here to pander to you. I don't give a fuck what you think about me, in my opinion, because by and large, I represent a firm majority of people out there that are educated with real-world experiences are saying, this is fucked up. You being lazy is not my responsibility. And I will show that towards veterans. I will show that towards non-veterans. I don't fucking care. Because you know why? Your method of thought has put us in the same position we're in now because you're fucking enablers. You are enablers. Oh, we should feel bad for all. I'm not saying there aren't situations where, like, there's a woman in a domestic violence issue that needs help. I get that. But it's like, you get that help, but you got 2 months to start standing on your own. You got 2 fucking months. You better find a job. Because after that, you're on the street.
Yeah,
you better figure it out.
Like, all that needs to be stripped away from the government.
Fuck yes, it does.
Because they just don't, they don't do it. And it's riddled with corruption.
Oh, absolutely. There's so much favoritism. There's so much nepotism. It's insane, dude.
Find
It's
people
insane.
who actually have a passion to do this stuff. Like, the government doesn't have a passion to do it.
Fuck no,
all they want to do is collect more taxes and stay in power and tell us what to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but I think there's plenty of nonprofits out there that would
absolutely,
be willing to
yes.
pick up that mantle.
Well, we talked about, like, the pro-life clinics.
Yeah.
That's all freaking donations.
It's all donations.
There'd be,
501c3s.
In the history of America.
Not to say that there aren't some 501c3s that are.
It's not the federal government that does the most good. It's the community-based stuff like that.
Yep.
The community-based organizations, they do the most because here's the reason why. They have their thumb on the pulse of what's going on in that area. They know what they need. Yeah. Not the federal government that's in D.C. Fuck, they don't know. It's the same in the military. That general, that 4-star general does not know what the fuck's going on the ground. He doesn't. Someone's lying through the pipeline of the chain of command, and they're giving him yes answers because that's what he wants to hear. It's the same here. Community-based organizations know what's best. You talk about black communities. Like the issues, they know best. The federal government does not know best what they fucking need. They don't. These political activists are literally there just to leech money off of these groups and organizations to give the appearance that they're doing the best, they're doing good. They have their best. They don't fucking care about you. Case in point, Black Lives Matter. They fucked y'all. Didn't even use lube. Didn't even use, they fucked y'all good. Now they're living like kings and queens, and average black person that's going through a lot of shit, you ain't getting fuck all. Community organization, nothing. I mean, I will give LeBron James one shot. He has done a lot in communities, black communities. He's done a lot for that. He's donated a lot of money. Kaepernick did too. I'll give him that. I was like, I will give him much kudos to that. But it just goes to show again, by and large, community-based stuff can do far more good, greater good for local community issues than the federal government. The federal government just hands out money like it's like candy. It's going out of style, and people don't care.
They really do.
They don't give a fuck.
Yep.
It would be different if like every taxpayer had a taxman come to the door and say, okay, I'm going to need, this is $10 for this subsidy program that is being manipulated and abused at like a 53% rate. This $10 is for this, blah, blah, and you're like, wait, why am I giving you this money? It's like, oh, that's the way taxes work. People would then start getting a little bit more pissed off. When you actually physically see where your money is going and the laziness it's helping fund, no, I am not. And this is the culture that we live in. I do have to caveat. I'm not saying everybody on federal assistance is on the take. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying there is a shitload of people in that group that is fucking milking the system. Literally just read an article about it. So all the YouTube fucking retards out there, eat a dick. I don't fucking care. I don't give a fuck about you. You're on the internet. You ain't real. Suck my left nut and lick my ass, man. That's why we're never going to be on Fox. You can call me Van Taylor Jr. Lick my asshole. What are they going to do? Like, I love that about the trolls. Like, I hate you. You're just a big old meaty face. Well, then fucking do something about it. Like, come to Shell Shock and fucking try and kill me. I don't know.
Come to Shell Shock and check out our deals that we have going on right now.
You sound like you need some Delta 8 to calm the fuck down.
You spend over $100 and you're going to get some great products. 2
free bags of Weedos and Doritos using code YUMTHC. I'll even give you a special retard discount. How about that? Type in I'm a fucking liberal and I'll give you. No, I'll increase it. Here's what we'll do, liberal. Great fucking idea. Hey, I just had a great. If you YouTube fucking retards feel so strongly about government subsidies, here's what I'll do. Come to shellshockcbd.com. You're going to pay full price. I'm not giving you a discount. In fact, I'm going to charge you more, and then I'm going to take that leftover, and I'm going to tell you I'm going to give it to people that are in need, but I never will. Are you cool with that? I think you should be. I think you should be perfectly fine with that. Or maybe here's the deal. I'll charge you above, but I'll say 10% premium, and I'm going to take that 10%, and I'm going to go give it to somebody that just doesn't want to work. And it's like, hey, by the way, this person that paid 10%, or we'll say 20% over premium, or 20% premium, I'm going to give it to some random dude on the street who's like, I just rather do drugs. Like, okay, well, hey, here's this free money. I'm sure you liberals would be perfectly fine with that, right? I mean, because it's basically what you're supporting now. All because of my feelings. Fuck your feelings.
We're going to look.
We should do this. We should institute a liberal buying policy at Shell Shock where if you're a liberal and you register as a Democrat, you're going to get an automatic 20% markup that we're going to take that money and do with it as we see fit to help people out, regardless of, you like it or not.
I think what we should do is take all that money and buy a house next to a liberal, and then take all the refugees that they want to bring into the country.
Yes, absolutely.
And we'll just put them right around.
Oh, suddenly that care and compassion and empathy goes out the fucking window when you've got a family of 20 next door to you. It won't shut the fuck up. Their kids are all over the goddamn place. They live like shit. Music's blasting. They're not taking care of their fucking yard. And that's the only time where it's kind of like, I'm sitting there and I'm like, why am I paying HOA dues? And these fucking people over here in the fourth section, their lawns look like shit. Like trash cans, like trash strewn on the front lawn. I'm like, where's the HOA on this? Where is it? I pay like $200 a month for you to come pick up my fucking trash and all this other. But where is this? Like, what is this?
I don't know. We grew up, I don't know, not with a lot. Poor. My mom worked 2-3 jobs, but we always had to do our chores, keep the yard clean, and all that stuff. Like, and lived in a tiny house.
Yeah.
Before we got kicked out. But it was, it was like you had to. Mow the grass, make sure. I mean,
dude, I started cutting the grass when I was 8.
Yeah,
my mom was like, "You're gonna pull your weight."
Yeah,
like there was none of this. And, I was actually excited to do that because it was a grown up chore. I always loved cutting the grass. Like cutting grass is therapeutic to me.
Even
I don't know why.
Neighbors, like you go around the neighbor's house and.
Dude, that's where I love about growing up in Texas.
$5 to go.
Well, not even just that. Like my neighbor, I never forget his name was Mr. Bergeron. I don't know if he's still. I don't think he's still alive. It's been years since I've been home. Just straight up Cajun. Cajun as they fucking come. I mean, his last name's Bergeron. Go up there and throw like a Thibodeau and Boudreaux joke. He's going to be laughing his ass off. But I remember he was so old, and I was young. But, like, I'd be cutting my front grass, and then I'd just go right across the street, and I'd cut his front grass. I wouldn't cut his backyard, but I cut his front grass. And that's just how it was.
Yeah.
You were trained to respect your elders. You were trained, I shouldn't say, you were taught to help out people in need. Like, across the way, she was a widow. I'd cut her grass. She had a big fucking yard, though, that's for sure. Yeah, I remember doing stuff like that because it was community. Yeah. It was community. You helped each other out.
But you kept your yard clean.
You kept your yard clean. Now, if I have a neighbor who has a kid like me or a young adult that physically can do it, it's like, I'm not doing it for you. You can do it yourself.
You know,
this was
back in the 80s.
My next door neighbor at the Section 8 area, he was actually in the Army Reserves. He was in aviation. He was a Chinese immigrant. Mm-hmm. Legit. His parents lived with him. And it was the sweetest thing ever because they'd come out and she made me stuff because I'd cut their grass sometimes. Mm-hmm. And she made me these cool little doilies. And she'd be like, she'd be speaking Chinese and be like, oh, hiya gozaimasu, stuff like that. She goes, oh, and she'd like say like in her way, like, do you speak Chinese? I'm like, no. I just try to be friendly. Like, I don't speak Chinese. I don't know. But no, because even he was like, yeah, they came over legally because there's just so much over here versus China. They hated it over there. I was like, I totally get it. Oh. But and this is culture, every fucking day or every week, that lawn was mowed. Yep. That mother was out there pulling weeds. She was doing the grass. She was like making it look pretty. They kept it. They were wonderful neighbors. They were never loud. Mm-hmm. They were always respectful. You know, if we'd have a package left out on the front, they'd bring it to our door and vice versa. Their culture is one of honor, and they take care of their shit.
Yeah.
Because they appreciate what they've got.
And again, I welcome immigrants.
Yeah, that you're going to come over here and work.
We're immigrants. They came over on the boat from Italy and put their name on the boat. So do it legally. Yeah. Do it the right way.
And we should be vetting them, absolutely.
Everybody should be vetted coming over here. It's just the people who are just walking across the border unvetted. Mm-hmm. And
I mean, COVID, I mean, wow. Like, you would have think, like, COVID super spreaders would be a big issue for the federal government, but no, sir. COVID doesn't worry about borders. Yeah. We're good with that.
If you come over, do it the right way.
Yeah.
I mean,
you should be vetted. Look, if you don't have a basic education and you can't contribute to society, then you shouldn't be here. We are not a welfare country. I mean, we are. I don't agree with it. It's like, in order to thrive and have a very successful economy, we cannot have mooches. You can't. It doesn't work that way. And if you can't pull it, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Go.
So I don't know if I brought this up before, but the one guy, his name is Patrick Bet-David from Valuetainment. Mm-hmm. He came over to the United States. He immigrated, or he was a refugee over in Germany for about a year, I think, when he was a little kid, like 10, 11 years old. And then they moved to California. Mm-hmm. Now, this guy has done incredible for himself and his family. Mm-hmm. I mean, just amazing stuff. But, you know, he was a legit refugee from Iran, went to Germany, came to the United States, built an empire for himself. I mean, those are the people who you want to surround yourselves with.
Absolutely.
Those people who have that drive for success.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's the damn truth.
Yeah.
That I don't hang out with losers. I don't.
Right.
I refuse to. Why would what do we have in common? Like, what? I'm sorry. I just don't. I don't want to be around people like that. That you're fucking lazy, you're a drug head, you're an alcoholic. I'm sorry. I don't want to be around people like that because why?
Yeah.
Why would I want that? That's just inviting unnecessary drama into your life. It is. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't. I'm telling you, man. You can listen. Like, here's what we can do. I want to clip this, and then we can make this a black and white video, and then add the music in the background to where it's like John saying something really deep. Here we go. Get ready to clip this, folks. I forgot what I was gonna say. We'll clip that. Oh my, no! It's serious. It's like the drama that exists in your life only exists because you allow it to. I mean, if you really think about this, the stuff that we have that exists in our life, being pertaining to business, relationships, social media. You know, I've had people that have talked to me and said, I had to unfollow you because it wasn't necessarily louder.
Go on.
It wasn't necessarily you per se. It's just the constant negative bombardment that was taking an impact on my psyche. It's like, I get it. That makes sense to me. But it's what you surround yourself with is what you become. So when you want to hang out with losers, you want to hang out with drugs. I've got one friend, we're tight, and she comes from a background of she used to be hardcore in the Dallas clubbing scene, hardcore into this bougie, douchebag shit where the men look like women. They're spending thousands of dollars at the bar every night on bar tabs for what fucking reason, I don't know. And she's like, I got out of that scene, and now I'm making my way into my own business. Like, good for you. Good for you. That shit exists because you partook in it. You allowed it to happen. That person, like, I'm telling you, like, I had a conversation the other night. I'm not going to go into detail, but I was talking to somebody, and she kind of felt like me being friends with a certain person could invite in drama. I'm like, no, it's just a friend. It's like, well, it could be a problem in the future. It's like, you know what? I don't have the energy to do this. We're just not going to work. And I walked away from it. I was like, I don't have the energy for this. Like, these insecurities, this drama, this stuff, I can't deal with. I'm getting too old now. I'm only 37, but fuck me running. Like, I have to say, outside of the podcast, outside of this shit, my life is pretty drama-free. Like, I don't have drama. Like, just with baby mamas. Baby mama drama. No, not really. I don't know. Like, I've come to the point in my life where I see a potential drama person. I go the other way. I've had women that I was talking to that I found out stuff about them that I was like, oh, this is a big, yeah, nope, cut it, gone. Mm-hmm. And I'm not talking about like a small little thing, like serious shit. It's like, nope, gone. I'm out. It's like, I'm not going to deal with this. So again, the shit that you have in your life that is impacting your psyche, that is bringing you down, that is making you depressed, it's making you sad, it's all this shit. And look, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't give a fuck if it's family. It doesn't matter. Blood does not make you family. If that person in your life is bringing you down, they're not encouraging you, they're not building you up, they're not pushing you to become better, they're not telling you to follow your fucking dreams and to pursue, but instead they're guilt-tripping you, they're gaslighting you, they're manipulating you, they're making you feel bad because, you know, you're trying to do better than what they are, you're trying to lift yourself out of poverty unlike them. Get rid of them out of your life. You've got one life to live, and I'm sorry, but nobody is worth having loyalty that wants to keep you down and miserable like them. Mm-hmm. That's not a friend. Yeah. That's not a friend. Your friend should be building you up. Your friend should be the ones that... A true friend is going to be the first one to call you on your bullshit. That's a true friend. Yeah. So when you surround yourself with these yes men and yes women, and I've had to walk away from relationships like that, they'd always agree. It's like, nope. I was like, you don't have a mind of your own. I can't respect that. I was like, I should be able to come to you and get an unbiased opinion saying, you know, what's your thoughts on this? Like, I disagree with you on this, and this is why. It's like, fair enough. You need that. You have to have that. You can't have an echo chamber at home. Right. But that's why these enablers, to get back on topic, that's why these enablers like that allow this type of behavior into the populace. Oh, they're having such a hard time. Okay, but it's the same in the veteran community. With veterans, like, how many veterans are on drugs? It's like, but did they choose to do the drugs? I mean, I'm sorry. There's this powerful tool called Google. You can kind of like, hey Google, what does smoking crack do? What are the after effects? What are the side effects? What are the side effects of shooting heroin? Maybe, I don't know, something bad, addictive. It could destroy your life. That you become fixated. My God, look at the pictures of LA County. Go YouTube LA County drug use. You will see people in... Here's the beautiful part about this. In California, you even see people in Pelosi's district. Drugs everywhere. Everywhere. People on the street sitting there like just scratching. They're just walking. It is like a zombie apocalypse. I don't feel bad for them. You chose to do that. This is the act. This is the consequences. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. And I know that sounds cold, and it is in a sense, but you have to have that level of understanding. Otherwise, you're going to get drug into it. I mean, save the ones that want to be saved and actually apply themselves, but the ones that don't, like I have an issue with dipping. I love chewing tobacco. I can't help it. It's my fucking, I love throwing in a fat lipper. It is what it is. But it's just one of those things of kind of like, I've admitted, it's like, I need to quit, but I don't want to right now. So I'm not even going to give you false pretense. Like, I'm quitting. It's like, I just don't want to right now. With druggies and shit like that, it's like, unless they're saying, I legit want to, yeah, I wouldn't sit there and expect somebody to help me saying, hey, I'm going to help you quit. It's like, well, I don't want to. And then they'd be stupid to say, well, I'm still going to help you. It's like, I don't want to. You know what's crazy? The want is not there, you are wasting your time.
Is that nicotine? I think you could classify it as a drug.
Oh, it is, yeah.
And it's super addictive.
Absolutely.
But where are the regulations and all the...
it has tons of regulations, but I get what you're saying. It's still for sale, yeah.
Yeah, why don't they pull it off of the shelf?
They're talking about banning menthol cigarettes.
I mean, right there on the pack of cigarettes, it says may cause cancer.
Yeah.
I mean, on your...
but it's still allowed to be sold. But hey, Delta 8, that's too much.
Disease. Yeah. I mean, and those things are bad. And you can look at all this shit that they put on cigarettes. It's like there's jet fuel on them. It's crazy. All the stuff that they put on them.
Yeah, and then in actual dip as well. I'm not sure what's in chew per se, the loose leaf tobacco.
Yeah.
But the fine ground tobacco that's in actual dip, dude, I can't do it. It burns the fuck out of my gums.
I dipped for a long time, man. It was super hard to quit.
I remember we knew each other when you were still dipping. Too.
Yeah.
You even went to pouches and then you quit.
It just, I mean, quit on again, off again.
Yeah, it's
finally
hard.
It's hard. It really is.
But you wanted to.
Yeah.
You wanted to quit.
You had to put your foot down at some point.
Absolutely.
You know what? I got to do
All
something else. Let me gain some weight.
Well, you've been back in the gym, though. You've been crushing it in the gym. This article, let's go ahead and go to where people can actually see what we're looking at. This article's a little fucked up. Where is it? Oh, fuck. I think I just lost it. Essentially, a Russian ambassador that was laying a wreath at a World War II memorial basically got red paint thrown on him. There were some Ukrainian protesters. I don't know if this is in America. I just lost the article, son of a bitch. I had it pulled up and it just disappeared on me.
Yeah, I saw that. I think it was here in the United States. There was a Russian
Russian ambassador. Yeah.
That got some. Oh, no, it was in Poland.
It was in Poland. That's right. Yes, it was a Russian ambassador to Poland,
Yeah.
and they threw red paint on him. And it's kind of like I don't know where I stand on that. Okay, so they were laying a wreath at a World War II memorial ceremony. Not the place for that. It's like, come on, you're paying homage to World War. But at the same token, this is a representative of the country that's invaded Ukraine.
Yeah, maybe not show up, Del.
Maybe not show up to something like that. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like,
I wouldn't.
Like, I just don't, I guess I don't really have an opinion. I'm not picking a side on this one. It's like I think both sides are fucked up.
I don't.
I would like to go on record as saying we were one of the first to say fuck Ukraine.
Like,
we were one of the first to say fuck Ukraine and Russia. That ain't our business. Because now a lot more of you Republicans out there that are coming out and saying, oh, we stand with Ukraine, and then you start saying, hey, $33 billion to fund them. Oh, by the way, the U.S. military is running low on weaponry because we gave it all to fucking Ukraine.
Yep.
You start learning the history of what America's done. It's like, didn't we do the same thing with the Taliban, with the Russian invasion? Oh, yeah, we did, didn't we? Didn't we leave like over $80 billion worth of military equipment back for the Taliban? Oh, yeah, we did. You're starting to see the repetition at the hands of the U.S. government here, and you're starting to open your eyes to it. I would like to go on record as saying we were the first ones to say, this isn't our fight. Yeah. This ain't our business. We got no business getting involved in this. And by the way, for those that don't know, Ukraine even said they don't want to join NATO. All right, that was your opportunity, which, by the way, they technically under law couldn't in a time of conflict. You're not allowed to. So they've denied it. So then why the fuck? Why the fuck are we still? Because, again, Biden is protecting his interests over there. And I got news for you. I got a report of a veteran dying over there, an American man dying, a veteran. Over in the war, you got killed by Russians. Like, congratulations. You died for Biden. You died for the Biden administration.
Yeah. Terrible.
I've got no sympathy for it. I don't know what you want me to tell you. If you were so ignorant that you're not researching, that you're not paying attention, you're not seeing what's going on. Instead, you have this altruistic, fake bullshit idea that they fed us in 2001. The same freedom ain't free, cost a $1.05. Toby Keith over there stroking his dick, put a boot in your ass, the America bread. And wait a minute. Where's the weapons of mass destruction? Where's all this shit they said they had? It's not there. What's going on? We've been lied to. We've been manipulated. And then you got war hawk George Bush Jr. comes out. I kind of support Zelensky. He's like a hero of our time. I forget what the actual article said, but Bush goes out there and he's kind of like, oh no, he said he's the Winston Churchill of our time. You kidding me?
Oh my God.
You fucking kidding me, bro? Are you seriously saying this? I'm telling you, man, I like what these guys do. One of the most corrupted governments in the history of governments in the world. We're going to give them weapons.
What are the odds that someone in the Biden administration is getting paid on the back end off of that? How much?
They already have been. His son
money?
Was sitting on the board of, what was that? I always forget the company, the oil company.
It was, God, I can't think of it off the top of my head.
You quoted it before. I forget what it was, but like, come on. Like, this is documented. He was on the board. Burisma.
Yeah.
Hunter Biden this is a massive money laundering operation. They are getting so much money from Ukraine.
That's what I think.
I believe it too. Like, look, I mean, here's the deal. I'm not trying to go full QAnon here, but connect the dots.
Yeah.
When the president's son, under the Obama administration, was put on this board, when they brokered this deal after the 2014 coup and they established a pro-Western government, and then suddenly Biden's son, Hunter, gets on the board of Burisma, whatever. It's like, you can't deny this. Like, there's no way to look. And here's the thing: if Trump did the same thing, he'd be just as fucked up.
Oh yeah.
Maybe he has. I don't know.
But
I'm sitting here telling you, like, you cannot sit there and turn a blind eye to the nepotism that is going on here.
They opened up enough investigations on Trump that if he had anything...
I'm telling you, yeah.
The guy was so clean that they had to make shit up.
It's bad. It's fucking bad.
But with the Biden administration, like, these guys are so corrupt that all this money that they're sending over there, all this support, I'd almost guarantee that a lot of people are going to get millions and millions of dollars.
I think they already are. Yeah. I think it's already happening.
I do too.
Elon Musk sets internet on fire with cryptic tweet about dying under mysterious circumstances. Tesla CEO Elon Musk ignited a firestorm on social media by suggesting that he might die under mysterious circumstances, while some on Twitter rushed to the conclusion that he might fear the Clintons. It seems the CEO may have been referencing a potential threat from Russia. He said, "If I die under mysterious circumstances, it's been nice knowing you." Musk, who was also the CEO of SpaceX and who recently acquired Twitter, posted on social media platform. When Musk's mother, May Musk, responded saying, "That's not funny," her son replied, "Sorry, I will do my best to stay alive." Many commentators suggested that Musk might be afraid of former President Bill Clinton and his wife. Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton paid off the conspiracy theory that the Clintons were involved in Jeffrey Epstein's suicide. Somebody said, "Do you have dirt on the Clintons?" Digital strategist Greg Price asked. Somebody else said, "Wait, do you know about Hillary Clinton?" Comedian Tim Young asked. The Clintons began trending on Twitter in part due to Musk's tweet, which garnered more than 52,000 retweets Sunday night. Others referenced a tweet from John McAfee on October 15th of 2020, in which the computer programmer and antivirus software producer stated that he had no intentions of committing suicide after he was arrested in Spain on tax evasion charges. He said, "I am content in here. I have friends. The food is good. All is well. Know that if I hang myself a la Epstein, it will be no fault of mine," McAfee tweeted. McAfee was found dead on June 23, 2021, of apparent suicide by hanging in his cell shortly after the Spanish National Guard authorized his extradition to the U.S. Weird. You telling me, I mean, come on. Yet, unlike McAfee and Epstein, Musk has not been arrested and is not in prison. From context, it seemed Musk was not referring to the Clintons as a potential threat to his life, but rather the Russian government. Shortly before his cryptic tweet, the Tesla CEO cited a message from Dmitry Rogonzi, a former deputy prime minister of Russia, who sent a statement to Russian media condemning Musk's Starlink satellite company for enabling the Nazi Azov battalion to access the internet. From the testimony of the captured commander of the 35th Marine Brigade of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, Colonel Dmitry Kormakov, it turns out that the internet terminals of Elon Musk's Starlink satellite company were delivered to the militants of the Nazi Azov battalion and the Ukrainian Marines in Mariupol by military helicopters, Rogonzi wrote. According to the translate, that's why I said Musk should not have gotten involved. Dude, you literally put internet in the hands of Nazis. Granted, Nazis that are on your side, I get it. But Nazis nonetheless. I mean, come on, dude. Stay out of it. Don't go down this road. There is no picking a good side in this.
Nope.
None. You should have just stayed out of it. Because, again, like, the press is going to have a field day with this. Like, Elon Musk. I know, here's the deal. I know Elon did not intentionally do it to give it to Nazis, the Azov battalion, which does exist. Go do the research. We did it on the show. I showed you guys the proof. These Nazis are actual Nazis fighting on the side of the Ukraine. We're actually sanctioned National Guardsmen, funded and everything. They don't hide it. They don't hide it. It's there. So all the liberals that are on the side of Stand With Ukraine, you are standing literally on the side of Nazis. Or you just don't pick a side and say, kill each other off. We don't fucking care. Not a problem. But yeah. Now the press is going to say Elon literally gave internet to Nazis, even though that was not in the intent. That was not in the intent or the case. But that's how they'll frame it. That's how they'll do it. That's how they'll wordplay it. It's pathetic. It's fucking pathetic. And last but most certainly not least, COVID-19 relief fraud led to billions in taxpayer-funded Paycheck Protection Program loans lost. Officials cannot say exactly how many billions of dollars in Paycheck Protection Program loans fraudsters made off with in the past couple of years, but they know it is a lot. Reports and estimates vary, but multiple inspector generals have said the total value of fraudulently obtained loans through the Paycheck Protection Program is likely to total in the billions. A total of $800 billion was earmarked for relief by the Small Business Administration during the early days of COVID-19 pandemic. Said, I can't rule out the fraud could be only in the tens of billions, but maybe, as some have estimated, upwards of $100 billion. Department of Justice Inspector General and Pandemic Response Accountability Committee PRAC Chair Michael Horowitz told Fox News, but it's too early for me to tell you how high that number is going to go. I know it's in the billions. Well, that's great.
Yeah. I
Didn't see that one coming.
I did. As soon as Trump said that he was going to be doing this shit, I'm like, this is a terrible idea.
Horrible idea.
Because
or you just don't shut down the economy.
Yeah, it's going to be riddled with this kind of stuff right here.
So not only did hundreds of thousands of businesses go under, but we also essentially wasted hundreds of billions of taxpayer money towards those that frauded the government and then therefore stole from us.
You know who's going to pay for it?
Us.
Us.
We already are.
Yep.
It's insane.
They don't care.
This is stupid. We have such a broken, corrupt system. This doesn't fucking work.
Not even a little,
Nope.
It blows my mind how all of us sit around here and just spread our cheeks and take it.
It's insane. It's fucking insane.
I'm like, well, that's just billions of dollars more.
Yeah, not a big deal. We're just gonna,
okay.
Let the Fed print more. End the Fed. I'm sorry. It's got to the point. End the Fed.
Ron Paul was right. Mm-hmm. Can we audit the Fed?
Fuck no, we
can't.
can't.
Can we audit this government? Can we see where our money is going?
I'm surprised he's not dead.
I think it was Ben Carson who said when he got into his position, they found there was billions of dollars, where they couldn't explain where the money went.
Mm-hmm.
I probably have a pretty good idea of where it went.
That's where the government's at now. They are a money laundering operator. It's a big kickback deal. You go into the government, you're going to get rich. Yep. You're going to get rich.
You're going to get not just rich, but generational wealth.
100%. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that ends it for today's episode. Hey, look, if you like what you heard, if it made you smile, made you laugh, made you cry, made you think, do me a favor, hit that share button. Share the Twitch stream, share the YouTube, share the Facebook. Go sign up on our page over at SoundCloud to get notifications of the podcast when they go live. Every day after the show, we rip this audio, put it on the podcast format, and it's uploaded to iTunes, SoundCloud, and Spotify. You can check it out there. Appreciate you being here. Hey, you want to support the show? You can subscribe over on Twitch for $4.99 a month. It supports us. Here's the deal. It goes to Shell Shock, doesn't go to me. It helps our company. Or you go to shellshockcbd.com. And again, if you spend over $100 on product, use code YUMTHC, and you'll get 2 free bags of Weedos and Doritos Delta 8 chips. Each chip is 5 to 8 milligrams of Delta 8. Yes, you will fail a drug test, but yes, they will get you high as fuck. They're going to make you feel good. They're going to help you relax. I'm telling you, it is such a great experience. It's a good time. So again, until tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you being here, not beating here, whatever. You got anything to add?
Thanks for listening, everybody.
As always, America, you stay savage.